people's stuff. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that happened. I kind of got pushed to do the raid because of other people's roleplay on that Monday, and then I had to travel. I was supposed to have left like early in the day, and I kept getting pushed due to the 5,000 racers, and that's something I want to talk about too. Like, people don't understand what happened with the whole Foundry raid. The only thing that had been agreed to was that, like, they asked to be able to have all the racers down in the Foundry, and we said yes, and then we matched the numbers to what was there, and then 5,000 fucking gang members and people that had nothing to do with the racing scene came in and just started fighting, and it got pretty dumb. And it stretched it out for me. All the people involved knew I had to go that afternoon, and I did the raid for them because they asked for it to be done, and then yeah, and then I had to go when I got shot down, and then the whole server was just wiping all of the cops. Like, it was getting towards like 5 p.m. and then I didn't get on the road till 7 p.m. and I had to drive 14 hours to catch a flight 5 a.m. Wednesday in Denver. So, and everyone knew this. Everyone, despite what, some rumors are going around over like the law stuff. Like, everyone knew I was out of town, and then there's like court cases trying to get pushed on, like, with Tony and all that, when everyone knew I was like out of town. Like, it was just, it was very weird stuff happened, and a lot of it seems sorted out now, but it was really, really strange, the set of events that happened there. There was just a lot of things that were just not good about that whole scenario, mostly around like the involvement of so many people. It was completely shit for PD. Like, PD had, the win for PD already happened. I mean, like, I did 2.5 or 3 weeks of investigation on the Foundry. Like, I went deep undercover, placing cameras. I mean, you guys saw all the pictures and shit. The work was done, and it was meant to give PD a win, to like give them a good example of like, hey, like, if you do this stuff and do this stuff well, you can be rewarded for it in terms of like really cool roleplay story. And I feel like a lot of people were pretty shit, particularly like criminals that had nothing to do with the racing scene, like involving themselves in that and like attacking the transport long after it was all, over. It was pretty horrible, if I'm going to be honest. Unfortunately, I had to go for that work trip, but I wish I could have stayed, because that deserved to have a lot more foots up people's asses, in my opinion, than what probably happened. So that was number one. So a lot of the stuff then got put in a limbo due to like people stepping down and everything. And yeah, I guess we're in that limbo stage right now, and I don't really care to do anything with it because of how it all unfolded, but I've helped the SAO and all of them get to a point where they can push all of the charges now. So, any thoughts on forced wars where one side doesn't want to consent to the war and have been getting pocket wiped? That's stupid. That's a stupid comment, to be honest. I don't know if you meant it that way, or if you're just parroting something like someone said in like a stream or something, but like, how can you on a roleplay server be in a forced war and not consent to like an active, it doesn't even make sense, man. Like, you're on a roleplay server, it's a collaborative environment. Just because you don't want a war doesn't mean you're not going to get it. Just because you don't want conflict doesn't mean you're not going to get it. Death Guard, happy 4th to you as well. I'm not trying to be mean, but like, people have this weird view on roleplay servers sometimes where honestly, like, they come in and they think, hey, I don't want to involve myself in the, sorry, man, you're in a collaborative environment. That's what a roleplay server is. And sometimes you're going to get conflict that you don't want, and you have to deal with it, and you have to look for ways to get out of it. I don't know if you just explained it poorly or if you're just repeating what some streamer said, but it just seems silly. You're on a roleplay server, conflict exists, and sometimes it's not conflict you want, it's conflict you get. You just need to roleplay it around. Yeah, PD's been better to watch. There's been better content for sure. But yeah, sometimes the reality of roleplay. I find myself in lots of conflicts in roleplay over the year that you trying to be my dad. Okay, kind of weird. I mean, you can re-explain it, Uncivil, and I'm happy to answer. I know sometimes my answering can be crude, and people can look at that as patronizing. I'm not trying to be patronizing. It's just like I try to give an honest look on roleplay, and you know, like a lot of people have this fucked up in their mind when they come to a roleplay server. They think that everyone else has to, you know, you're on a safe space. It's a fucking video game, right? If someone comes and conflicts you, you're not unsafe still. You're still in the confines of your safety, you know, actually. And people like get that all fucked up and they can't separate, and that's usually where comments like you may come from. Yeah, the Rangers are doing well. It's kind of what I hoped would happen. It would be a content avenue for content creators to come in and not be in the strictness of what we need PD for regular calls to be. And that's worked pretty well. That's why I made it, did the badge, did the fat chipmunk. That's why I pushed everyone into it. Like, it's meeting all of my expectations. So I'm glad to see that they're all having fun. I think we do need to even out some of the entitlement, though, that comes with the Rangers. Like, some people feel entitled to think they can go into the Rangers and get away with stuff that other people are getting away with that are doing some, you know, there's a difference to go around and jokingly be horrible and people being able to read the room and be okay with the situation, and then some random Ranger come in and, well, let me just say it, that aren't like, that don't have the ability to read the room or the, yeah, I think that's fair. Dirty Pirate. I don't call anyone out, but yeah, I mean, yeah, Otter's a decent example of like him, like he was really overbearing with the commissioner before he was a Ranger, and then he got overbearing and then got a shot, and then, you know, it was insubordinate. And like, I think a lot of the people that go into the Rangers probably need to realize that not everyone can do that shit. And if you're going to do that shit, you need to do it in a way that's like, you're reading the room to the situation, you know, because we just can't have the Rangers be the I don't have to follow any rules department. It has to be the, you know, the fun, good experience department, you know, where we give them a little bit of slack to be able to do fun, interesting things that are like mutually beneficial for the people they're interacting with and them, you know, that makes good content, good role play, good fun, because we bend the rules a little bit. That's what it needs to be. And some people just need to understand that going to the Rangers doesn't absolve you of, you know, having to follow the rules of the server or the rules of the police department as a whole. Yeah, some of it's like cool in character drama, but I will say that I caught like some people being weird about it and have course corrected them. Because it was just getting weird, the stuff I saw. The BCSO, yeah, I mean the BCSO Rangers and BCSO stuff, that SBS wars, like pretty good. I think though, like I told Gav and Jess this already, where I was like, this can't be like an every hour on the hour thing, because that's just completely fucked, you know? So I think everyone's pretty much realized, yeah, Barry's great. Zombies' cop is amazing. I troll the fuck out of him whenever I can, because it's so funny, to be honest with you. Yeah. But yeah, I think overall that stuff in the police department's going good. We still got a couple of bad apples in the police department, but I think the police are much better than what they were in terms of like doing things to win all the time, like the fucking 100 miles per hour ramming and all that shit. Amazingly, somehow, having a lot more SBS with the Rangers has actually minimized people doing a lot of the try hard, or at least hidden a lot of the try hard, stupid ass winning shit. So that is good, to be honest. Yeah, and I think Hutch did the exact right thing, because like, listen, everyone's creating content at the end of the day, and everyone's going to see something cool and they're all going to want into it to make content, right? But like, just having it have been CGPD, I don't think would have did the Rangers any favors either. So I think he was right to do that for the vision of it. Not that those people shouldn't have content, but more so the fact that if it was just CG's fuck around department, I don't think it would be viewed the same. And that's just a matter of how people view things and perspectives of people and how they see things, right? So it's just the way it is. It has nothing to do with the people. It has more to do with like how people will view it. You know, it's just like oh, this is the, it's like you go into your office, and you decide to put beige paint on your office, and you're like, I'm gonna put some yellow paint on this office today. Then you go in, you're like, yeah, it's brighter, but this is the same fucking office. And that's what would have happened. Yeah, the Rangers are good. I think people forget that, like, I found a beer, as an example, Haas, out on the side of the road doing security shit and pushed him to be a cop from that. Like, he actually naturally got into the Rangers and to the police department, which was pretty good. So, like, a lot of it was, like, very natural, which I think is what makes the Rangers interesting at the moment. Yeah, beer and Barry have been, like, the dream duo at the moment. I think they're probably the best part of the Rangers right now. Genuinely. Yeah, it has been hilarious. As long as they keep it, like, within the realm of reason, I think it's gonna be fine. Yeah, I mean, I think overall things with the server going in, I think the faction stuff is cooled a little bit, which we'll be getting that stuff all in order here probably this weekend. It just, all this stuff takes time, and unfortunately, time is sometimes a scarce resource. I wish I had more reliable people to come in and, like, push the stuff on the faction stuff, but we didn't get it this time. We didn't get people who did that, and, like, the admins that were helping us burned out between doing all the different faction stuff. I wish I had more good roleplay bodies that could help me push this stuff day in and day out. Honestly, it's fucking exhausting. 3 factions was optimistic for sure, but we're gonna get back on top of that. The Coke game needs more conflict. Well, look, man, the reality is like, we have BBMC doing Coke, we've got TDMC doing Coke, and we've got Chang Gang doing Coke. Chang Gang got bored of doing Coke because there was no conflict or nothing going on the island. BBMC does it in a different time zone. TDMC is just very slow about the way they do things, and what that's kind of caused is a weird dynamic where now no one's doing it. So we'll have to spice up the Coke game a little bit. I have some ideas for it that I'll probably look to implement in the next week or so, but just to be honest, the next focuses for the development team are going to be mostly around, like, the music industry, which we have a lot of it done. More mechanical conflict? No. There will not be more mechanical conflict. It's something we steered away from already. Like, the only thing that gives conflict now are counters, and a lot of those are people camping the places. It wasn't because they got a snitch or something like that. Why MPD? Is that the hop out shit that Ramee's doing? I've only seen a little bit of that. The ultimate troll. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, it's mostly just been Zolo. So we'll probably have to rotate out a lot of the whitelists, which we'll do now. And I think the factions just need to be getting a little bit more fresh in general at the moment. But I'd see this phase of factions and gang system on its rundown towards the beginning of August with a new faction system and new gang season starting, to be honest. Also, we are completely redoing the prison right now. I don't want to get too crazy into it, but that's been the big project we've been working on. You guys have seen, like, the comic book Heist, which was, like, really great, obviously. Sorry, I was looking at a DM. So you can decorate your cells kind of like a house. You get assigned a cell as part of the prison system that we're going to be launching. There's going to be, like, a lot of really cool things, reputational within the prison when we spec the whole thing out. It's going to be like the way I explained it to the devs when I did the spec and rashed it all out for them was basically the prison needs to be its own server. It needs to be a Gary's Mod server, essentially. And that's the only way prison's going to be worth it in 5M at all. It's the only way you make it work. Is you need to make it its own, like, ecosystem. It needs to be its own Gary's Mod server, essentially. So there's gonna be a lot of things in there, from, like, individual crafting systems, smuggling in and out of prison, like fully fleshed out systems doing that. We also are working on a whole, like, stats system around I guess the best thing, you know how like you can put jewelry on in like World of Warcraft, or like I think NoPixel did jewelry too. But think about if you had temporary stat increases or like that could influence one another based on things you work on, but through a gym membership that you can give to like a player to run. And we're doing something around that without getting in too much detail that'll influence like a bunch of different things. So like you are looking for like semi-permanent stat increases that you can do through like this type of thing. And then yeah, no, not so. We're not doing that. The best way I'm trying to explain it is like there's a sort of semi-permanent stat thing where the problem with like if you did jewelry or items that increase things, it's like you take, oh, I'm gonna take off my ring of stamina, and now I'm going to put on my ring of lesser jail time, and then you'll get sent when people are in the jail. You know, I'll be like, can you uncuff me real quick, sir? I need to change my rings. You know, and that's what ends up happening essentially. So like we want to do some types of ability for people to like influence their stats, but like we want to do it through like gym and food and that type of thing. Like, so there's like a fitness and health perspective of like, yeah, you can go get the all you can eat pasta al dente's, but maybe you should go get and invest in like better food so that people who are hunting and people who are gathering and doing farming and stuff like that, if you eat their food, it's just better for your stat line. So this will be very interesting that way. Also, I have a sport that we're doing like a bunch of custom animations for. I won't tell you what the sport is, but you know, like we have a fully fleshed out float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, you know, like I don't know. You can read into that. If you know, you know, you know. When you retire, you can go fight a tiger at your mansion. So it's going to be pretty, that's going to be pretty sick. And we're going to implement that into the prison system as well. And then the gym system as well, we're implementing into the prison system. So you can get unique, you know how people get like gym fit? They get gym swole, you know, they call it, or sorry, prison swole, you know, prison buff. We're going to have like certain things that the gym in the prison is like where you can get prison swole, like and get like special ability stat line type of things. So like there's a real encouragement to go in. You know, we'll have like prison tattoos you'll be able to get only from there. We'll have prison, it'll have its own currency in some way. I won't say what that is. You guys will see it when it gets there. We'll have a lot of systems integrated in the prison that will encourage people to want to be there, like influence stuff outside the world, but also in the world of the prison. So there's going to be a lot of really interesting stuff there. Also, you know, we thought about ways to like some of the more rare items in the criminal world that people complain about not being able to get a lot, you know, like Travis Knight incessantly with 1,555 phone calls in a single day, or, you know, his 2,999 one message text messages. You know, like maybe there's a way to get those in prison with, you know, certain things, or, you know, I won't say how, but smuggling things in and out of the prison will be like a big thing. Also, the whole faction influence, the prison will have a major factor in the actual faction leaderboards. So it'll be a major piece, and it'll be worth the factions trying to run the prisons, because it will, you know, it will rule that board so well. I mean, just giving you an idea, like we have all sorts of things like mission changes and like the phases in the prison, you know, like yard time and, you know, like prison time, cell time, etc. So we'll have like special ways to like hide things in the prison. So like special like storage compartments you can hide and stuff to like hide your, like you can build and hide a whole crafting system in the prison. We'll have a bunch of special weapons in the prison that you can build or craft, and then it'll probably be a big thing to do this prison smuggling, because you'll have to smuggle the things out if you want to keep them and sell them from outside the prison. So it has like a full like value system. Well, yeah, there's a lot coming to the tunnel system that, you know, I mean, you can start putting together Jaybird, honestly, based on the things I'm telling you. Also, the people in the prison will have to work with people outside the prison that are trying to smuggle to do the full smuggle. They'll have to work together. It'll be like almost like a coordinated heist. in its own way. So can you smuggle stuff in sneaker? I will code that just for you, Exia, for both of you to do your freaky shit. Yeah, like we got some wild prison weapons that we've done as well. It's gonna be really cool, I think. Also, to work on the prison, you'll have to like craft your workout gear and stuff like that. Like it won't be like you just go and you get to AFK farm, get stats. Like you'll have to go and like invest some time into the prison and figuring it out. Like it'll be an interesting thing, and there'll be a lot of interesting items you can get in the prison and things you can do. So it's gonna be awesome. And obviously DOC we're implementing in, as well as NPC guards and them having like an actual effect if you try to sneak out during your cell time or block time or and all that, or if you're trying to get to places you shouldn't be in. But like prison will be fun, like mini games, mini heists, all that sort of shit. So a lot of really cool stuff coming there. Yep. How far is the next update? Soonish, I would say. I mean, we've put out a lot of content in the last like a few weeks, like the forest hunts, the comic book store. This whole warrant system is pretty in depth, if I want to be honest. And I smuggle stuff in my mouth. Wonder if you would be the stuff. Oh my fucking god, Cal! What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Seriously. Urethra is a freak. Okay, urethra is a freak. All right. Urethra is a freak. But yeah, the prison stuff's gonna be really interesting. Warrants are pretty crazy right now. I think that system was really good. I haven't seen the police use it too much yet, which is a little disappointing. But I will tell you straight up that the warrants were like a huge system. They make things so much easier. Also, there's the PD award stuff. I don't know if I've shown you guys that. Actually, I'm going to showcase that on this character right here so you guys can see it all. Gotta love those. Well, here's the funny thing with the new charges. I was talking to Kevin, Carlo, and Ramee last night, and basically we were Kebun, Shotz, Ramee last night, and we were talking about the first day that some of these charges were put into the penal code, because before they were just like legislation, right? That you couldn't have these parts and they could just be seized. So we put the charges in. There's this one here, the manufacture and distribution charge. Okay, so creating, modifying, installing, or supplying prohibited legal performance parts. They contribute directly to unsafe. Blah 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 blah. So if you look at the fine and time of this, okay, the first day, 50,000, 7,200 months. I was just minding my business, the admin chat, and Gav's like, I think they're charging someone with this already. I was like, what? What do you mean? And he goes, they found someone trying to sell the nitrous and other things in the fucking farmer's market. This already fucked one of the people doing the fail RP in the fucking farmer's market. Someone got fucked with this on day one because of the farmer's market. Yeah, and he pled guilty. Yeah, he pled guilty. Yeah. Yeah. This happened yesterday, or the day before, actually. I'm pretty sure, where I found this out, that this is going on in real time. The questioning, that's when I found it out. Yeah, I mean, it was a court charge. They didn't refresh their MDTs. It can be weird like that sometimes. But, yep. Well, we need to punish these bigger things for when you get caught, you get fucked, right? And it's a court charge, so it's like up to that amount, please factor in. So you have the judge doesn't have to give you 7,200 months, you know? So it's more there for like ticket shock, you know, or whatever they call it, tag shock. But yeah, I mean, it's 5 days, isn't it? 5 days in jail. But that's pretty low compared to a lot of servers on like serious charges. I got to be honest with you, like we're pretty low on our charges for stuff. Yeah, we have the Sandy Shores update. We have a big clothing update coming probably next week as well. I can't spoil too much, but a bunch of new cars on the way. we'll be giving out new car lots. This will be one of them. Okay, that's Wishful Taco. This is a new car dealer, by the way. He's got tagged up with T-Motors. I'm sorry, buddy, but this got to be a new car dealership. I only have so much development resources. So we're going to do multiple car lots. So PDM is not going to be one of the car lots. We're going to split the cars up between Larry's, that car dealership. We're thinking about the cut up, but they're actually making a lot of money off their bikes at the moment, so it may not be necessary. And then we're going to make a new dealership as well. So we'll split up all the cars, so it's not like a one group just getting filthy fucking rich all the time. Well, no, Sandy PD is what it is. It's part, we work with Prompt. So yeah, like this is what he's done. MDT causing crazy headaches? I don't think so. It's probably your settings, right? If your graphic settings are shit, it is it's a Chromium instance that of like a website. So that's gonna apply, right? Pick up at the bush. I mean, yeah, I can do that, but Hutch should just use his words and tell me, and I'll just make that a thing. It's not that hard. Is there something in the Sandy Crypt? Yeah, because I'd tell you that. What's happening here?
I started the lyrics. I'm trying to find some beats, and then I'll need to
just rolled up to MRP.
Hell yeah.
Engineer.
What's this fucker
Hell
doing?
yeah, man. Listen,
This man's never on, never returns my phone calls.
Listen, there's a reason they call
Messages me on
links
Colt and says he wants to meet on a Monday night.
because I'm
And now here he is. What is
I
it?
got the
1
links.
a.m.
I
on a
got the
Friday,
links, right, Billy?
Friday night in Ontario. You know, over there. This fucking motherfucker's on here looking like
let's not talk
Cisco
about
in 2025.
related, Billy. Okay,
Okay.
because the tip of your burn
This is the
about to
fucking.
connect to your
This is the
mustache.
MIA man.
Oh yeah.
This is the invisible fucking man we're looking at right here.
Said brother.
This
It
motherfucker.
would. Yeah. Hey, by the way, hey Billy,
This
you ever work
motherfucker.
with my cousin? He's on the force.
Yeah,
Oh, and now he's breaking character.
Yeah. He just
Metagaming his fucking
Raj
cousin, the
Sagdeep,
oldest
yeah.
metagamer in the book.
Raj.
Listen. Hey, brother.
My
He has a really
cousin
good
is in the
impression.
PD. You hear of him?
Right, if you
Raj
have- Listen,
Sagdeep.
if you need to smack around a bit, bro, you got tell him listen from
Jesus
family,
fucking
you got
Christ.
all
Canada Day
right to do
was
it.
on Tuesday.
Right
Links,
now.
okay?
Talk to me like
If
that.
you're, you know,
I mean,
should have saved this
he's
for
I
this.
can
such a
already hear him
dumbass.
right now.
Yeah, he's always talking about no fucking booty on duty type shit. I'm just like, brother,
This-
shut the fuck
this
up,
guy.
bro.
I was showing them
Swear to
the
God.
car. Do you guys wanna see my
I
new
can hear
car?
him already.
All right, bro. So your event is happening. What?
So just drove
In 2
Look
hours.
at this guy. He's
Yeah,
talking
2
to a
hours,
pug,
yeah.
a human
In-
pug. Look at him.
Hold on. In the beginning of the next storm.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Why
who
do
do you have like?
wild, man? We're having some
Oh,
performers.
oh,
Come
oh,
do a show, man.
Oh, that's
Come show up, man.
horrifying.
Listen, man.
Ah!
You cannot just call me last minute, man. I'm like the OG
I think that's better.
music guy around this
Actually.
bitch.
I know,
You-
right?
Like if you want me at an event, you need to like talk to my manager. Then that manager talks to the assistant manager, and that assistant
Oh,
manager
Gotta
talks
get
to
yeah,
the
the chain of
assistant.
command.
Yeah, they need to
Student
talk to all
manager,
these managers.
right? Then they get to me, bro. Then they get to me,
I
right?
get you. Yeah.
This fucking guy.
But since you work with my cousin, I think I can make an exception. Bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, I
show
crashed.
up, man. It's gonna be a
Fuck.
blast, man. If you're gonna be around.
All right.
Look, it's okay. Stand by. It's okay. It's all right. 1 second. I think we're gonna end up doing a narrator stream out of this. By the way, I have more shit to chat too. I have more shit to chat as well. I have more stuff to show you guys. Jess getting back at me. With what tools? With what power? She has no power here anymore. Oh, she has no power. She has no power. I spotted a CNC machine while watching someone's live stream. I was wondering if that is how weapons such as an upgraded Mac 10 are being made and smuggled. They are already being made and smuggled, my friend. Was that you sniping the PD earlier today? Well, ask yourself this. Was Gav shot? Was he shot more than once? And was it funny? If the answer to all of those things is yes, then it was me. Yeah, the comic book heist is really good. I need to give you guys the behind the scenes on that. That thing, I tossed that back to them, I think, like 7 times. That thing has been in and out of development, I think, since October or September. We've rebuilt that interior so many fucking times. That was like, we released other heists in between because people got so frustrated with it. But yeah, that was like we're learning we were learning the CG brain. Basically, I told the guys, we were learning the CG brain of heists, essentially, where we're like trying to see how like their brains worked with these fucking things. and I think we finally did it. We finally psychoanalyzed them enough to make the comic book heist, and it fucked them for 2.5 weeks where they were happy to get fucked by it. So yeah, I mean, we've kind of learned like the type of puzzles and stuff now that we think are good, right? And work. And obviously they did work. So yeah, there's just a lot of trolling in it, you know, like there's a lot of all of us, you know, like the Polish and me. We're pretty big trolls if you haven't noticed. So like we did a lot of trolling, and that's things that are funny make it a lot easier to, if you go through things like the humor of fucking up when it's actually funny is great. Well, CG brain is like, I mean, I can show you CG brain if you want to see. We will never do Prodigy 3.0, Ashira. Prodigy 3.0 will not be a thing. Yeah, well, CG brain, I'm going to show you what it is, actually. And hopefully I don't get arrested as I show you. This is my interpretation. You see? You see? You see? You see? You see? You see? This is CG brain right here. Hold on. This is also CG brain. Hold on. Hold on. Stand by. What is the emote I'm looking for? Hold up. I got this. Oh yes, this is the one. Hold on. Also CG brain. Okay. So this is what we're coding against. And now we do this. Damn, I didn't get in there. Fuck. County Austin, thanks so much for the raid. Appreciate you. Zate, also, I just saw your raid as well. Thank you, dude. I didn't see that before. I only saw it when I looked at the activity feed. Welcome in, everyone. Can we make Chick-fil-A food? No more food talk. There's just a lot of feeders that play GTA. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I don't have a gun on this character, actually. So I don't think I can show you. Hold on. I think I got this. Ignore that, because I have to tell you about that in a second as well. Fuck. I'll pretend I have a gun. This is CG brain and a heist. They do this on every fucking corner. So you have to make skill testing and like things that make them think and have to solve a mystery. And as we learned that, then we started making, no, I'm not going to add the spawn one. But so we had to do things that were like to stimulate the brain a little bit more, because you appreciate you being this way. Well, I'm this way with the guys too. I made fun of them to their face. So that's why I'm okay with this, because it's funny, you know? The casino broke them. Yeah, they said the same thing to me. Yeah, well, they did. Yeah, they did. So some things you can do that. Yo, Richo, what's up? Good day, mate. So you can do that with some things, but like they actually shot the panes of glass in the fortune teller once, but you need to shoot it 3 times to get it. And when they're swinging at it with the crowbar swings low. You had to swing overhead high, right? So, what is that break room for? Can't say. No spoilers. So yeah, so that was the whole thing. So they almost figured that out multiple times. But you can just see like things like that, and you can see that we've learned a lot over the times of like how to make those heists last and to make them entertaining. Like a really hard visual mini game isn't the way, you know. It's like making it more like mind games, you know, having to solve a mystery type of thing instead. So it might have been Remdog, but what I can tell you is that I doubt they put that much fucking thought into it. They're just telling you that to troll you. You need to realize that the Polish and myself, and even Recreations, actually a large portion of the dev team, the culture we have is like, it's literally just a bowl of mishmash of fucking trolls. To be honest with you. Did I crash again? I hate my life. I'm trying to show you guys something, and I keep crashing. This happened to me before. I think my settings reset. I had fixed them on my computer, but now I've fixed a lot of other shit after I had the blue screen. And I think I've reset some settings that I had set on my NVIDIA panel. Because I had this crash problem before. I don't know if you guys remember when I was in 5M. I was just crashing all the fucking time. It's to do with the 13th gen i9s is why. With 5M, they don't agree. I think it was a 13900. Okay. This is what I have. 13,900K. What do you mean the warehouse for Bang Bang's been found? In which way was it found? I have no context to this at all. Yeah, the heist was good. The heist was good vibes. Everyone enjoyed it. And that's probably what we'll do in the future. But yeah, it was a lot of learning for us to like figure out the right thing. I don't know if you guys remember the first heist we did for 1.0 with that bank with the mobile truck. Like we've done like cool things that have not been seen before, but they always fell short because they just became very repeatable, right? Because the features were good. It was just like we were missing the part where we had like the mystery to solve, like the escape room aspect of the heist, right? And basically the comic book store is a big escape room that they made that has a bunch of escape rooms that use other things from the other escape rooms. It's like a massive multi-layered escape room. And I think that's what made it successful, honestly. They did a good job there. Plus they put in like the cool novelty features and made it fun to be in and around. So that's the formula we have to use going forward. So we've always had rewards for doing the heist first, I